Almost 2 months after Apple announced the M4 MacBook Air, Amazon is doing an insane deal on the base model M4 MacBook Air that I actually have right here for $849, which is insane. That's way less than I paid for it. So in today's video, I want to discuss my experience using this computer for video editing, productivity, streaming, and more, so you can decide from maybe hearing my experience if this may be not only the laptop for you, but to pick up while this sale is going on. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Jeff Fagien. I'm a filmmaker, content creator, and media publisher. I use products like Apple's M4 MacBook Air, not just for video editing, as you can imagine, but also for productivity purposes. I have to do a lot of emails throughout the day, manage WordPress websites, posting, and the M4 MacBook Air, because of how small, portable, lightweight it is, helps me get the job done, and it lets me bring a laptop in a lot more situations than I was able to using the M3 Pro MacBook Pro. Almost, had that computer for almost 2 years at this point. Maybe let's call it a year and a half. But I had the original M1 MacBook Air from 2020 when it was released till when the M3 Pro MacBook Pro came out. And I moved to the M3 Pro MacBook Pro as the MacBook Airs hadn't seen a huge spec bump at that time. It was really more about the body, which is the same body in the M4 MacBook Air. And when the M4 MacBook Air was released, I felt that the spec bump going up to this new M4 version was enough to make me test it out and see if this computer could actually replace my M3 Pro MacBook Pro, because to be completely honest with you all, I definitely don't max out that machine, and I'm still editing with footage from cameras like Red cameras, Blackmagic, 6K cameras that we're filming with right now, my Sony FX30. I was really using the MacBook Pro for its extra ports, and I did enjoy its nicer screen. However, I will say after having the 14-inch M3 Pro MacBook Pro and this base model MacBook Air, the M4 variant, I will say I've been using the M4 MacBook Air way more just because the smaller size, even though to some may not make a difference, in my situation does make a difference, where I'm able to put this in backpacks that are really more meant for tablets in camera gear and not computers, but I'm able to fit my computer in a lot of these backpacks, so I can bring this in places where I can edit, do productivity, whatever I need to do, where I typically wasn't bringing a laptop with me just because I couldn't fit my 14-inch MacBook Pro in there. So my main bonus with the M4 MacBook Air is the size, the performance, and the price overall, which is why I think it's one of the best bang for your bucks you can get for any laptop here in 2025, especially with this deal. Now, the biggest issue with it isn't the RAM, it's not even the screen or the ports, it's really just the internal memory. So you do need an external SSD if you're going to be editing video, absolutely, with the M4 MacBook Air. And at first, I wasn't quite sure if I had it solved because I've been bringing external SSDs around for years, like OWC's Express Drive that I've spoken about in a lot of the videos, but bringing around an SSD does increase the bulk of this laptop. But lucky for us, there have been some new companies coming out that create these incredibly small SSDs that, although are not Thunderbolt 4 speeds, when it comes to fast enough to edit video from cameras like the Red camera, Blackmagic, it works really well, and it just sits on the side of the laptop like this. So using this SSD, I can edit remotely, whether it be on the couch, a bed, out in the field, wherever it may be. And although it isn't the exact same speeds as other Thunderbolt 4 drives I use, like the OWC Express Drive, it is totally fast enough to edit videos from cameras like the Red Komodo, my Blackmagic, because I'm not using the transfer speeds, the faster transfer speeds on the OWC for editing. That really comes more into play when it comes to transferring large files. The only downside to this SSD is it does cover both ports and the charge port, so I'm pretty much using it like this only on battery power. And then if I need to offload footage from a media card to this SSD while I'm out and about, it did come with this little attachment that's really meant to use this SSD with iPhones, but it works as far as clearing up the port, because although this SSD has a USB-C port on the back right here, it's only meant for 30-watt power delivery. So yeah, you could charge this thing technically while you're using this SSD drive. It's nice that there are options to be able to use this and be able to transfer data. Again, it's not a perfect solution for everybody, but for me, it was my solution. And for the price of $849, it's a really great powerhouse computer. Now, with the 16 gigs of RAM, that has not been a problem for me specifically, especially because it's just one screen here on the MacBook Air. You're not using a 3-screen setup like I'm even using with my M4 Mac Mini that I have behind me, and that's 16 gigs of RAM too, and I'm able to edit and have a few tabs open without any issues. I will say if you're someone who has a bunch of tabs open all the time and you're using something like Google Chrome, you are going to have to memory manage with this machine a little bit because it is only 16 gigs. And on top of that, if you're a video editor and you're going to video edit and have a bunch of tabs open, again, you're going to have to heavily memory manage because this works really well editing using programs like DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, and not maxing out the RAM. But once you start having all these other applications open, that's where you are going to have to memory manage. But again, right now, this is an $849 machine. So for the price, what you get, you really can't beat it. Now, I'm going to have a full review on using this computer for the past few months coming out soon, but I wanted to come to you today and let you know about this deal that's going on because I don't know how long it's going to last, and it's $150 off retail. So if you were interested in the M4 MacBook Air, I would jump on it while you can. If you have any questions or anything you want to see me go over in my full review, let me know in the comments below. And if you got knowledge and value out of today's video, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to keep up to date with the latest videos on the channel. And until next time, my name is Fagien. Thank you for joining me as always, and I will catch you in the next video.